Afternoon. Good afternoon. On behalf of Archbishop Leroy Bailey Jr. and my brother, co-pastor Michael Bailey, we are so happy to have you on the campus of First Cathedral. I am Executive Pastor Leroy Bailey III. And we just want to take this moment just to give special thanks to our committee who has put things together, Ms. Daphne Carter, Mr. Richard Griffith, Ms. Denise Saylor. We just want to thank you for the hard work and those who have come out from Hartford Hospital to take the time out to do this testing on today. It is a beautiful day, a wonderful day, and it is a day that the Lord has made. And we're so glad to be able to have this testing done in our community here in Bloomfield. We also want to thank Rehoboth Church with Bishop Ramser, who is going to come in a few minutes, and also Bloomfield Congregational, who has partnered with us on this event on today. We also want to thank the town of Bloomfield and its wonderful Mayor Suzette Brown, who has come out on today also. And we just want to thank the wonderful staff who is here participating, the media, and all those who are involved in this exciting day to help keep our community safe. We just thank God for this opportunity to be able to bless our community with testing and to be able to keep our community safe, which is important to us. So, I want to welcome to the podium Bishop Ramsey from Rehoboth Church.
We're thankful for the opportunity to come and partner with First Cathedral in this effort. Again, we want to thank Hartford HealthCare for all that they're doing to help our community. It has constantly been stated by medical personnel that nationwide testing is one of the most essential ways to be able to deal with the spreading of this coronavirus. We want to say to everyone that will partner with this, will be a part of this, that when we look at the numbers, even for Connecticut, 44,461 confirmed cases, having already had 4,146 deaths. Hartford County having had 1,116 deaths. It is so vital that we get this out to our community, and we thank God for being able to come on the grounds of First Cathedral, and we appreciate it very much. We want you to take advantage of this. This is a privilege. This is an opportunity. This gives us a good advantage with it being right in our neighborhood. So I encourage you to come and be a part of this as it continues to go on throughout this day. At this time, I want to invite our illustrious Mayor Suzette Brown.
Thank you, Bishop. Good afternoon. Welcome to the best town in the state of Connecticut, Bloomfield. Thank you very much, Hartford Health, for coming out here today. Thank you, Pastor Leroy, Rehoboth, and the First Congregational Church. Thank you very much for being a part of this. We know that the best way to combat the COVID-19 is to make sure that we wear our masks, we wash our hands, and we stay 6 feet apart. But we also understand that getting tested is also extremely important. And while we're now opening in our second round of openings, it's even more important because there's people that can have the virus and not show any signs of it. So it's extremely important that if you do get tested, if you are positive, that you self-quarantine for 14 days. Because while we're opening back up, the virus is still here and we still have to be vigilant. So thank you so very much for coming out here today, Hartford HealthCare. Thank you for making these tests available to our residents. They are free. Let me say that again. The test is free. You don't need a note from your doctor. The only thing you need to do is to get on the campus of the First Cathedral before 7 p.m. tonight. You can pull up in your car. They take the swab in your car. You do not have to come out, and you keep on driving. Now, I'm going to just be a little transparent with you. I was nervous about getting tested because I heard all sorts of stories about them going all the way up in your nose to get a test. But let me tell you, I got my test today. It was a little swab. They didn't go that far up. It was not painful, right, Pastor Michael? So please, take advantage. Today, I believe that they're going to be here until about 7 p.m. this evening. So call a friend, call your neighbor. I know the churches are opening. So if you're really, really, really ready to go out to church, please come and get tested. The restaurants are opening. If you're really, really, really ready to go out to the restaurants, please come and get tested. Once again, thank you for all that you do, Hartford HealthCare, for keeping our residents safe. At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce Ms. Sarah Lewis, who is the Vice President of Health Equity at the Hartford HealthCare. Thank you.
Good afternoon. It is my pleasure to be here at the First Cathedral Church at our community testing site here in Bloomfield. Thank you, Mayor Brown, for that excellent message. And thank you, Executive Pastor Bailey, Co-Pastor Bailey, Bishop Ramsey, for joining us in this important partnership to bring testing to the communities that need it the most. We've all been doing everything that we can to prevent the spread of this virus, and the people who've been staying home and staying safe have been doing a remarkable job to help us flatten the curve. And at Hartford HealthCare, what we're trying to do is we're trying to make it easier for you to stay safe and stay healthy now that we are reopening. So that's the plan here. Let's figure out how to make it easy to protect you. Let's figure out how to make it easy to save lives, so that we don't lose one more precious life to this disease. So I just want to thank all of our partners here. I want to thank all of my incredible frontline healthcare worker colleagues who do an incredible job day in, day out, many of whom have been redeployed from other services across our system to stand up and say that they want to help in every community that we serve around the state. So it's an incredible team effort. On behalf of Hartford HealthCare, thank you, First Cathedral Church, for your incredible partnership. And I'm going to turn it over now to Keith Grant, Hartford HealthCare's Senior System Director for Infectious Diseases. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Sarah, as always. So I'm the numbers guy. So epidemiologically, I normally come up and I'll talk about a few numbers. The mayor has already used a few of my lines. The Reverend as well already used a few of my lines. So basically, one of the things I really want to focus on is over the last few months, what we've seen is how this impacts certain communities. And how do we combat that? And I think this partnership that we are seeing here today is a huge step. It's a step in a commitment that Hartford HealthCare has always had. Through Sarah Lewis and her team is working with communities and ensuring that although we've expanding our capacity for testing, the availability of testing is there in all communities, right? And how that works is we will provide this resource and people come and get tested. So if we provide the resource, right, the expectation and how this should be working is get the word out to the community and people come and will get tested. From an infection prevention perspective, one of the questions that I've had was, Keith, how does this actually play into infection prevention? So we mentioned asymptomatic carriers. So theoretically about 80% of people who have the disease process will have no symptoms. The people who have no symptoms contribute to about 20% of the spread. The people that we're concerned about are people that are very vulnerable within our community. So as we reopen restaurants for seating and more socialization, keep in mind that most of the people that are going out are the less vulnerable. So it's the older population that's within your household that probably won't be going out to the restaurant. So keep those things in mind. So still maintain your distance as much as possible, wear your mask as much as possible, and definitely practice proper hand hygiene and other infection prevention practices. But again, wonderful collaboration from Hartford HealthCare with Hartford HealthCare in the community, something that we're going to put a significant amount of effort in, as we've always done, but going forward, especially with this COVID crisis. And at this point, I just want to welcome on stage Co-Pastor Bailey, who will have some more words for you guys. Again, thank you again for the collaboration. Co-Pastor Bailey.
Good afternoon. With these masks, sometimes you have to rearrange your facial hair. But again, I will echo what has been said in the beginning of this program, that this is the day that the Lord has made, and we will rejoice and be glad therein. Again, to repeat, we just want to thank all these many partners. Again, we want to thank Bishop Ramsey and the Rehoboth Church. We want to thank Bloomfield Congregational Church. And we want to thank this wonderful medical staff from the Hartford HealthCare Hospital. You guys are tremendous in what you do. You're so good that you made me cry today. You made me cry when you took the test, but I know it was an action of love. So I thank you so much for showing me a little love. Then I want to thank those who have labored from the First Cathedral. My beloved brother, Executive Pastor Leroy III, Miss Daphne Carter, Minister Vinton Forbes, Miss Denise Saylor, and Mr. Richard Griffiths. You guys are tremendous, and you are a valuable group of individuals that are making a world of difference, especially through COVID-19. One of the things that we've been talking about here at the First Cathedral is what is justice, right? This is a part of justice. The Bible says in Micah 6:8, the nature of justice. Justice is loving kindness or loving mercy and walking humbly with God. There is no greater way to battle COVID-19 than to walk together with God and show each other kindness and show each other mercy. So I want to thank as well these first responders for doing what you have done. Again, as I made a light jest, you did make me cry. I wish I knew her name. She is over there to my left-hand corner. She doesn't want to wave her hand, but we love you anyhow. But the good news is we're thankful that you showed yourself and you made yourself available for these individuals, inclusive of myself, to keep everyone safe. So as I close with these remarks, remember what you're doing. Remember the impact, because you're changing lives. You are causing lives to be benefited in the right capacity. But more importantly, let me say this, you're walking in the nature of justice, fighting infectious diseases and viruses, reminding people that there is a balm in Gilead, like we like to say, and we talk about Jesus because that's what we believe. But more importantly, the Lord allowed you to be here today to make a way for people to get tested. So thank you so much. We love you, and we appreciate each and every one of you. God bless you.